Good evening. My name is Paul Roselli, President of the Burrillville Land Trust. I'll be representing the Burrillville Land Trust tonight, and I'll speak on behalf of the 212 acres that are owned by the Land Trust and in close proximity to the site of the potential fracked gas oil-fired power plant known as the Invenergy project. The Land Trust applauds the advisory opinion of the Rhode Island Department of Environmental Management. As one of the largest environmental groups in Rhode Island, RIDEM took a historical view, writing in part that the site, and I quote, "This area is no less than a priority than it was 2 decades ago," end of quote. It's important to dwell for a moment on that statement and go back in time to a report that was generated through an environmental impact statement conducted by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission in July 1988. In that report, Chris Riel, who helped write the EIS for FERC on Ocean State Power, wrote, and I quote, "I would recommend that this site number 1, known then and today as Buck Hill, not be considered for this power plant," that was Ocean State Power, "not only because of close proximity to Dry Arm Brook, but also because of the potential impact on significant wildlife and plant species as well as recreation in this area. On this basis of what I know of these sites, I've listed this seems by far the most inappropriate location for a power plant," end of quote. Chris Riel continues to work at RIDEM, and in an email dated August 5th, 2016, Mr. Riel would not comment on his statement way back in 1988. But in RIDEM's advisory opinion on page 37, the author states, "The proposed location of the facility and forest clearing in one of the largest remaining intact forests in the state will negatively impact area fish and wildlife and bring additional stressors to area wildlife, state listed or otherwise," end of quote. This is very similar language. The Land Trust is asking the board, the EFSB board, to include as part of your deliberations and research the FERC EIS report from July 1988. What's interesting about the DEM advisory opinion is if you do a word search using words like has not or had not or does not, and if you do that, you find some interesting common threads. For example, if you put those words into a word search and search the advisory opinion, here's what you come up with. At the time of the advisory opinion, the applicant had not completed the design of the fuel oil piping for the storage tanks. As of this date, Invenergy has not supplemented its application with information regarding the source of its water. DEM has not received a wetland application. The applicant does not appear to have provided any plan sheet that depicts the extent of security fencing. DEM does not believe there is sufficient evidence in the application to support the statement that the project has already been designed to minimize impacts to forested impacted areas. And there are more. From these gaping holes with not sufficient or lacking information that is just not there, the Land Trust is petitioning RIDEM to construct an environmental impact statement for the Invenergy project and all the projects associated with the construction of the fracked gas oil-fired power plant. The Green Economy Bond referendum rally scheduled for tomorrow, September 22nd, is slated to get statewide support for preserving agriculture and open space. If you ignore the open space that is already preserved with taxpayer money from, I could well guess, nearly everyone in this room has voted for those open space bond referendums, then you cast doubt on your own goals through DEM and statewide planning. Breaking up a forest and dismantling decades of research and conservation planning for a short-term bridge project is not what we need you to do. Thank you for your time.